It's the beginning of September, which means it's time to take a look back at everything I read in August. This is my month in review for all of the manga, manhwa, and webcomics I read in August. Last month, I read 60 series. Breaking that down further, 3 of those were new series that I started, 59 were ongoing, I didn't drop any, and none of those series were completed. Now, I'm only including things I read via physical volumes, webtoon, tapas, shonen jump, viz manga, and Kindle. We do not name websites around here, that is how they get taken down. Since 5 of those sources are digital, compared to only physical volumes, I'd like to take a look at the percent of reads I had by type being physical versus digital, and you can see in August, I only read about 2.6% of things physically, compared to the 97.4% of things I read digitally. Breaking that down further, we could take a look at the number of series I read by each of the sources, and here you can see in August I read 7 series via physical volumes, 42 via webtoon, 11 via tapas, and 2 via shonen jump. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you every single series I read or else we'll be here all day, so I'll give you my top 5 and bottom 5 where it's applicable. Up first, on webtoon, my top 5 at a 9.8, we have Dom and More. At a 9.0, we have Villain with a Crush and Wanna See My Cat. At an 8.8, we have Dear Nemesis, and also at an 8.8, we have The Mafia Nanny. Now, I didn't have any series on webtoon I rated a 6 or lower, so we can move into my top 5 on tapas. Here at a 9.0, we have Sweethearts in the Spotlight. At an 8.8, we have Mother's Contract Marriage and the Dignity of Romance. At an 8.6, we have The Princess Maid, and at an 8.5, we have Baroness Goes on Strike. I also didn't have any series on tapas I rated a 6 or lower, so we can move on to Shonen Jump, where I'm reading 2 series, and those 2 at a 9.0 are Spy Family, and at an 8.8, Jujutsu Kaisen. Lastly, moving on to the series I read via physical volumes, my top 5 at a 9.5 is Heart Gear. At a 9.4, Don Don. At a 9.2, Spy Family. At an 8.8, Witch Hat Atelier, and at an 8.6, Mao. Now, we've only taken a look at the total number of series as a whole in the ratings for the top 5, so I also like to take a look at the total number of volumes, episodes, or chapters that I read by each of the sources. So in August, I read 8 volumes of manga. I read 183 episodes on webtoon, 117 episodes on tapas, and 5 chapters on Shonen Jump. I also like to take a look at my rating by each of the sources to make sure I don't have any major outliers, and here the bars are the average ratings and the red line is the median. So in August, my average rating for series I read via physical volumes is an 8.81. On webtoon, my average rating was an 8.09. On tapas, my average rating was an 8.28, and on Shonen Jump, my average was an 8.9. Overall, I did a little bit better with physical reads than I did in July, but I could still be doing better. There's definitely more books in my collection that I have not read yet or that I want to reread that I can definitely read. There are a few series on hiatus though, so we'll see what the next couple of months look like as those series that I'm reading digitally start coming back. As always, feel free to recommend your favorite series to me if you didn't see me talk about it here.